We've got a real problem here. We've just come off the top of the mountains, and I tell you what, the brakes stink. I can feel the heat coming off them now. A lot of shuddering in the steering wheel. It's telling me we've got hot spots on the rotors, and we're just not pulling up as fast as we should be. So I think what we'll do is we'll let it sit here for a couple of minutes to cool down. I reckon we need to get this into the factory and maybe put some new slotted rotors on and some brake pads and see what the difference is, because at the moment these are no good. Well, here we are in the Yarra Valley. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little bit of testing on the original Toyota brake system that's in the car. We've got the vehicle and the camper sitting behind us, and what we're going to do is get up to speed. When we get to the witch's hat, we're going to apply the brakes and just do a bit of performance testing, and then compare that later on with the new Terrain Tamer brake pack that we're going to be putting in, and just see how the two compare. Well, that brings us to the end of the first test with the standard Toyota braking system. So I'm interested to see where we end up with this. What we're going to do is make a trip down to the Terrain Tamer factory. We're going to get the new stuff put in, the new brake pads, rotors, brake booster, braided brake lines, and we're going to do another test, and then we'll see where it comes out. I'll be interested to see what the results are. Terrain Tamer Fortified Brake Upgrade kits are made of high-end quality components to improve performance in four-wheel drives operating under extreme braking conditions. The kits come with a heavy-duty double diaphragm brake booster designed and engineered in Australia as an easy-to-fit bolt-in replacement for the vehicle's original booster. This design doubles the surface area, reducing pedal effort, increased stopping power and brake feel without significantly increasing the overall size of the booster itself. It's been found to improve braking performance up to 30% in both ABS and non-ABS models. The kit also includes braided brake hoses, high-performance slotted dimpled rotors and fortified brake pads. The slotted dimpled rotors dissipate a build-up of gas and heat more effectively than smooth rotors, keeping them cooler and more efficient whilst under heavy braking conditions. Fortified pads are made from a copper-free ceramic formulation. The pads hold an E1 Euro certification and are made with exclusive Terrain Tamer tooling. They feature a red coating to assist with the bedding in process and are designed for vehicles placing their braking systems under significant pressure, such as those with a GVM upgrade or carrying heavy loads. Whilst useful in everyday applications, the benefits of these components are most apparent under extreme conditions such as long, downhill durations, where it will hold braking integrity, reduce dust and improved wear resistance, all beyond industry standards. Terrain Tamer really are the leading four-wheel drive parts specialists. Well, it's been a week now since we put all the new gear on the Land Cruiser. Everything's been bedded down nicely. So here we are in the Yarra Valley. We're going to mark up the new test track and put it through its paces, see how the two compare. just conducted the second test. The results are quite astounding actually. The first test we did was 41.3 metres, that was at 70 k's. We've put it in the factory, got the new gear on it, we're down to 27.1, so that's over 14 metres shorter in an emergency braking situation with a camper on the back. So I must admit, I'm pleasantly surprised. So that's on the bitumen. Let's get up into the scrub, have a look and see how she goes in the gravel and up in the mountains. We've been up in the mountains now a couple of days trialling the Terrain Tamer double diaphragm brake boosters, the slotted rotors, the brake pads and the braided brake lines. And I'll tell you what, on the gravel and up in the mountains, long downhill braking, constant braking. We haven't created any brake fade, we haven't had the heat that we had before, haven't had any hot spots. And when you're towing a camper or a caravan or even a boat, it makes a big difference. And I'll tell you what, that's it's actually comfort to know that you can pull up when you need to when you've been driving. So we've decided to set up camp for the night, have a couple of beers and just enjoy what we've done. But if you're going to be looking at any of those items, I'd certainly consider Terrain Tamer and have a good look at them. Well worth the effort. I'd recommend them every day of the week.